Hello everyone and welcome back to another AFK journey video. In this video, we're going to be doing a tier list for exclusive equipment upgrades from 5 different categories, +0 all the way up to +15. And now as for the +10, because a lot of heroes eventually will want to be +10 upgraded, I have 2 different tiers for them. One will be a high priority and one will be a low priority. Probably what's going to happen is a lot of heroes will end up in the low priority, and that basically means only upgrade them there if you have leftover resources. Otherwise, you should be really focusing on the +10 of the high priority category. Okay, we're going to begin right away because we have a lot of heroes to go through. So Elsa can be decent in PvP. She is used in Ors and Dream Realm boss to an extent, but really all around not a very important hero. I would consider her +10 low priority. If you use her, then she will be good to upgrade to +10. It could help you in PvP, but that is the main role. Soren is also going to be a +10 to low priority. It all depends on, do you have him invested? Are you running him in PvP? Soren is pretty much purely a PvP hero, and so yeah, if you're not running him in PvP, I would not even upgrade him to +10, but he does get more powerful if you do take him there. Arden is going to be a +10 high priority. I'm also going to be very critical of the heroes I put into +15. Like, definitely there are going to be a lot of heroes which will benefit at +15 just for the bonus stats, but unless it is a really essential hero to take to +15, I'm not going to be putting it up there. So Arden is a hero that does really well at +10. You never need to upgrade him to +15 in your whole lifetime playing. However, if you want to, you can. But he's really good at +10. He's a good hero for AFK stages. He's good for PvP. All around solid hero, high priority for +10. Not the highest priority. I will try to also order it so that we get the highest priority all the way at the left side, but that is when we add more heroes here. On Tundra, honestly, I think a +0. I'm going to be critical. I'm going to put heroes into +0, which I think do not need to be upgraded to +5 because I realize title essences are scarce for people. If you have plenty of title essences, then you can take all of your heroes to +5. But if you're limited, you do not need to upgrade the Antandra. Cisia, I mean, she's not really used too much. She hardly is even used in AFK stages. Sometimes she was in the past. And for PvP, she's not the greatest option. Early game, you can use her in Dream Realm. And I think if you want to take her to +5 as a Dream Realm damage dealer in the early game, you can do that. But then you're going to quickly phase her out. Okay, Burial, this is a really tough decision. Like, I mean, with the Celestial Hypogeans, it's really awkward because, like, you would want to upgrade them and completely max them out. But I would say that, I don't know, I would say that he's +10 high. If you build Burial, you would want a +15 him, but it just feels wrong putting him into +15. He's basically not a relevant hero. I'm going to put him in the +10 low priority category. Yeah, basically, there are not enough categories to convey exactly what I'm trying to say, but the heroes, I don't want to put Burial so high up on the list because he's just not an important hero to build. So, yeah. Okay, Leica does not need +10. She doesn't really even need +5. I would say in the +0 category because she's there for attack speed buff, mainly in a Dunling or Diurnal comp. Apart from that, she's not going to be used a lot for basically anything, and so it's just Paragon upgrades which are more important after the Intimidation Inspiration have been added. The exclusive equipment of her doesn't really matter. Okay, Nero. So for Nero, the +5 upgrade isn't hugely game changing. It will basically give a bit more survivability to your allies in spirit form. I don't think, like, honestly speaking, I do not think Nero needs to be at +5, but you know, I don't know, it is nice if you're going to be running him, and he is seeing use in like the Iron team to take an enemy Lily May interruption. Also his charm bonus this season is pretty good. You can take him to +5. I think it will be nice. It is a meaningful upgrade, and he's kind of relevant for PvP. Rainier is going to be a +10, high priority. Not the highest priority, but pretty high because that's going to give damage reduction to your position swapped ally. He is not going to be one of the first heroes you take to +10. Definitely not. But eventually you would want to take him to +10, especially if you're using him in PvP. For Dream Realm, honestly, like, it can help your survivability, but it doesn't seem like it's that needed even for Dream Realm, because like even when you get to endless bosses, you don't need that survivability. Seth, I would say +5. He sees use in Relentless Rumble. He sees use in, like, basically when you have to clear multiple enemies, like the Fortune Satchels, things like that. He's not a bad hero overall. Ravage Rum he was really good for. So for all of those reasons, I'll put him in the +5. Okay, Atalanta. So Atalanta is not really used anywhere right now. she is going to get her S plus upgrade, but we don't know what that is going to be. But for right now, she is +0. She does not need to be upgraded. Carolina is going to be a +10 upgrade. I don't think as important as Arden. She is a high priority because for AFK stages, she's good for that. You can even use her in PvP, especially earlier on in your time playing. And yeah, so I would say +10, pretty high priority for her. Damien is going to be +10 high priority. He is a PvP hero, a bit of use in AFK stages as well. You can use him, but he's a really good PvP hero. He doesn't need to be above +10. That's really like overinvestment. And that's what I did on my main account. But yeah, I'm probably... I don't know. I have other heroes to reset. Otherwise I would probably be resetting the Damien. Okay, Diurnal has to be +15. Like, the thing is, Diurnal is a meta PvP hero. That's why, like, Burial, we kept him +10. But, like, it's because he's just not a very important hero to build. Even Diurnal is a hero you can skip out on. But if you're going to build Diurnal, then you should upgrade him to +15 just for the maximum stats. And Diurnal, I still think, is more relevant in the meta compared to Burial. And that is why I'm putting him in the +15 and leaving Burial in the +10. Okay, Iron is a +10, but very high priority. Iron is one of the highest to +10 because that is going to give him a longer immobilization duration, doubling the duration. And that is really good for your AFK stage pushing team, most importantly, and also for PvP. So Iron, he's the highest priority up to +10 so far. Coco, honestly, I would just say +5. She is a good hero. +10 is going to give a bit of, like, I think dispel of a debuff, but that is really only useful for PvP for the most part. And so you don't need to upgrade to +10. I guess +10 low. We can put her +10 low. She is a really good PvP hero. She's really good for Dream Realm. Yeah, we'll put her in the +10 low category over here. Okay, Corrin. Corrin is just +5 if you're going to run him. You do not need the +10 upgrade. He gets his, a big boost at +5. And from that point on, it's just minor increases. And actually, it's only going to be stat increases because you're going to be capped at a percentage of your attack for the true damage that he deals. And so getting that bonus skill upgrade is not actually going to increase his true damage output. It is just going to increase his stats, which is going to increase the cap. Okay, Kruger. Kruger is a hero. I don't even think you need +5, honestly. I can't... Yeah, I would say you can leave him at +0. I need to say +5 because he is meta for some Dream Realm bosses and his damage output is pretty good. So I would say he's a good hero to invest into +5. Ludovic, I would say +10. I don't think it's not really high priority, but the thing is, Ludovic is a really solid hero. He's good for Endless Dream Realm. He's good for PvP. So that's why I have to put him in +10 for high. It's not like he gets a meaningful skill upgrade though. Foresto, yep, +15. No questions about that. Foresto, one of the most important heroes in the game to go +15. And by the way, when I say +15, it means as soon as you are able to take them to +20. You don't take them all the way to +25. That's like really expensive. But it only costs 125 trial essences to get up to +20. And now that from +15 to +20 is a 5% boost to your stats, which is a huge basically increase as compared to what it was before. So this is really important. Sylvina. Okay, +10 low priority. She's a PvP hero, but she's not top tier in my opinion. You can't really run on defense effectively. So I would say she is good at +10. It gives her a frighten after she gets a kill onto an enemy. That is pretty powerful, but she's not the highest priority to upgrade to +10. But if you can afford the resources, then definitely you can go for it. Okay, Sinbad. Sinbad is a high priority to +10. I would not say, okay, he is a priority to +15. He is a priority to +15, but the thing is, for a lot of players, it will be really difficult for you to +15 the Sinbad. But he is used in even endless bosses right now, and that +15 is a meaningful skill upgrade, gives him a good stat boost. I think I'm going to have to put him in +15. Like, we're putting Diurnal here, I think we have to put Sinbad in +15. He is pretty important to get up there, but taking a +10 first, you can work with him at +10. You never need to even take him to +15, but this is going to be a meaningful boost. So I do think eventually it's going to be important. Salazar +0, don't care about him. Vala +10, low priority. See, the thing about Vala is I really feel like Vala is like Elsa. From my experience right now, Vala is not the strongest in PvP anymore. Her +10 upgrade is good, however, and it is like gonna give her recovery after getting a kill. But the thing is, I just don't think she's a top tier PvP hero anymore. And so I'm kind of putting her with Burial, and like you can take them to plus 10, but they're lower priority than the other ones we have up here. So far I'm actually really happy with how this list is shaping up. Almas is a plus 5. You do not need to take him beyond that. Like the plus 10. The plus 10 is not needed. He has plenty of tankiness, but he is a good hero for AFK stages, so I would take him to plus 5. And he's good for PvP. But you can take it to plus 10 if you want. It's just not needed. So I would say plus 5. Viperion, I would take it to plus 5. He was good in Ravage Realm. He's good for battle drills. He's a good AoE damage dealer. So I do like Viperion. Walker, plus 0. Not a meta relevant hero. Brutus is a plus 5 hero. He's a PvP hero. He can be for AFK stages, but he's worthy of getting to plus 5. He does not need to go beyond that. Brian is just, I honestly want to put him in plus 0, but I think, I don't know, this season, Brian is just not seeing use. You can use him though, just like how Nero is used in the Iron comp to prevent the Lily May from interrupting your Iron. If you position your Brian or Nero in front of Iron in the team formation, then they will take the Lily May interruption. So for that reason, I'll say plus 5, but I don't think you need to take it to plus 10. Cassie is plus 10 because she gets a meaningful skill boost and she's useful. It is really weird about Cassidy. Randomly, a team will pop up with Cassidy being the best option in it. Like for example, in the Glyph Shade boss, there is one team involving Cassidy. Primer Lord last season, Cassidy was run. Plus 10 is good for her, but really you do not need to do this. So basically, the heroes in plus 10 low category, you can leave them at plus 5 your whole life playing AFK Journey. It's only the heroes in plus 10, high priority, and plus 15 that you would want to take, guaranteed to plus 10 or above. Okay, Faye is plus 0, not relevant hero, and can work even at plus 0. Floribel, I don't know about Floribel. Like, I'm not a fan of Floribel in PvP, honestly, but I do think she is a tier higher, and I think like plus 10 is an important upgrade for her. It does give a good skill upgrade, but like Floribel, I just don't feel like it's a great hero to invest into. It, for me, it just hasn't been great. She's fine, but there's so many other heroes you could be running instead of her for PvP. But yeah, I think plus 10 low priority is good enough. Granny is just, Granny is not used anywhere. If you're going to use her in PvP, take her to plus 5. Plus 10, she gets like unaffected while casting her ultimate. But honestly, I would not recommend plus 10. I honestly don't even think I recommend plus 5. Granny is just not used. No one uses Granny these days. Haywin is a plus 10. Pretty high priority, is going to apply the revitalize buff. Not the highest. She's right at the end of the plus 10 high priority category. She is not, like, you could even leave her at plus 5. You do not need to take, but plus 10 eventually, if you want to max out her potential in PvP, getting her there is going to be important. So yeah. Igor. I don't even know Igor. Like, I know plus 10 does give him a meaningful skill upgrade. I do remember that, but he's just not that relevant pretty much anywhere. So I would say plus 5. I would leave him at plus 5 if you're using him in PvP. If you're not even using him in PvP, don't even take him beyond plus 5. Yeah, I don't know. Or maybe we can say plus 10 low priority. I think there are some uses of him for PvP. However, like, I just don't use him. I feel like he's around the Floribel level. Okay, Kafra. So we have seen the video of Kafra dominating, but honestly speaking, do not invest into Kafra. It is not a good idea. Lily May, I still think Lily May is plus 15. She is still the queen of PvP, even though she is not useful in Dream Realm anymore. She's being power crept out of the meta of Dream Realm, which is very sad. I did not expect that to happen so soon. She is still really good. Okay, and continuing on, we have Lorison. Now, Lorison, he does get a meaningful plus 10 upgrade, but he's a PvP hero strictly, so I would say plus 10 on the low priority. He's not, and I don't know, as of right now, I don't think he's dominant in PvP as compared to the other heroes we have in plus 10 and above, like high priority and above, or they have other uses. Lorison is really only for PvP, and I feel like he's a win more hero. Is like, if you were already winning, Lorison is going to smash the opponent to the ground by like causing your damage to be shared. But if you were going to lose the fight, then he's not going to save your team. And so like, that's why I don't like Lorison. Lucius, I don't think he even needs plus 5, but he has some good uses in different areas. I think he's a good investment to take to plus 5 eventually. So I'm going to put him in plus 5. Lumont is not used that much. I know some people like him. I'm going to put him in +5. He's used for some AFK stages. He can be used in PvP, but I don't think you need to take him beyond +5. Merrily, honestly, right now, this is really awkward. I'm going to put her in +10. She still is a priority to +10, but like on the lower side, because she has been power crept by a lot of other heroes. But if you are running Merrily, or if you're an early game player and you need to use Merrily in your Dream Realm team, +10 is going to be a pretty big upgrade for you. Don't take it to +15 though. And Corrin can be stopped at +5 or eventually +8 just for the stats. Nara, what will we do with Nara? I don't know about Nara. Like, I guess maybe +5. I would not recommend taking a +10. I know she gets a good skill upgrade at +10, but like I just don't think she's a good hero to have for even PvP. I would just leave her. I guess I will keep her in +10 low priority. Just basically, right at the end, she is not a big priority to upgrade to +10, but she does get a meaningful upgrade. Odie is still +15 status, one of the best heroes, really good for pre-endless, and even seeing some use in endless, maybe in thanks to the Rainier charms that we have, converting some of his damage to true damage. But Odie is an MVP. Odie is the GOAT. And now we have Parissa. Parissa, I don't know. I would say +5. She's good for battle drills. She can be used as a supporter. And she was good for a Ravage Realm. But I don't think I would take her beyond +5 unless you are a heavy spender. It could even be +10 low. She has uses in PvP, right? Yeah, I guess we can put her in +10 low. Like we put Nara here, we can put the Parissa there as well. Reese, I don't know. I'm not a fan of Reese. He was using Ravage Realm. However, he wasn't that much better than the non-Reese team. But he probably will still be using Ravage Realm in the upcoming times. So I will say maybe. I would just say +5 though. +5 is good enough. You don't need to take him to +10. He's not that good for PvP either. Rowan. Okay, Rowan. I would say Rowan +10 gives him another like super potion. And for PvP, if you're using him, that can be good. So I will put Rowan in the +10 low category. Muriel. What do we do with Muriel? Muriel, I would say +5. Yeah, she's not great for really anything. However, she does have a good S+ skill upgrade. And also for Ravage Run, potentially she will be runnable. And so I do like that. Scarlita. Scarlita is... Okay, now... Maybe I'm biased, but I still say Scarlita is +15. Like... Because the thing with Scarlita is, if you have her built, and you have her to Supreme or Supreme Plus, you might as well also keep her at +15 exclusive equipment, because that is going to maximize her potential. Then she's at least useful in your Supreme Arena comps, maximizing her output. Scarlita, the stats on Scarlita are really important. And that is why I think upgrading her eventually even to +20 is important if you build Scarlita. But this doesn't mean that Scarlita is like a top priority here to build. Same with kind of Diurnal. However, if you have them built, then that is a good investment. Tassi +15. Tassi +15 all the way. Like, this is something I want on my main account. She's only +10. Tassi is a great carry for PvP. She also has AFK stage uses. But I really like Tassi in PvP. I feel like because she can single-handedly solo an enemy team with enough investment, I think Paragon upgrading the Tassi, getting her to +15, is a big priority. Okay, Velka. Okay, Velka, if you get her, now as of right now, Velka is not used in the top teams other than it can be used in Lone Gaze if you don't have Harak. Now even Harak for today's boss is dominating in Lone Gaze. So Velka is not needed. However, she's not a bad option. I think that, I don't know. For right now, I'm going to put her in +10 low. Like, she's not a major priority. But like, honestly, if you're going to build Velka, you should take her to +10. I want to just put her in +10 high. But maybe it's because I'm a bit biased about her. I don't know. No, if I had a choice here, I would recommend Velka over all the other ones +10 in the +10 low and below. So I'm going to put her in +10 high at the end of it. Satrana, no. You can take her to +5 if you want, because she has some uses like with the Bonnie comp on offense of Arena. Bonnie, Talene, Satrana. But that's it. Talene is +15, no question about it. Talene is really strong for PvP. She is good for some Dream Realm. She is an overall solid hero. So I say... keeping her, definitely priority, and +15 gives her a very good skill upgrade. Twins +15, no question about it. Twins +15 is going to give a bonus energy refund onto all of your allies after they've casted their ultimate. And that is 15% energy refund, as long as the Stellar Bond linked allies are of the same faction, which normally optimal teams are running that. So definitely they are in the +15 category. Smokey, where do we put Smokey? I don't know, because for Smokey, Smokey is definitely plus 10 high. Priority. The question is he plus 15 anymore? I don't know, because in the previous season he was using almost all of the endless bosses. This season I don't know for the top teams, and so that's why getting him to plus 15 gives him more damage output. But I'm pretty happy with this. I'll leave him in the plus 10 high category, and and the plus 10 is important. It gives him stuns, and that can help you for AFK stages. Also, it just gives him good stats. The stats will increase his damage output, and endless dream on bosses, but with his HP per second damage. So that is why Smokey is good. Valen, no. You're a plus 0. You're not needed. Bonnie, this is tough. Bonnie is a tough one. She's a really tough one. Cause plus 10 is enough. But honestly speaking, I would say plus 15. You want a plus 15 the Bonnie. She is good for PvP. And she's good for AFK stages. Okay, yeah, we're plus 15 the Bonnie. And she's good for Dream Realm. Yeah, okay. Enough reason to warrant plus 15 the Bonnie. I'm happy with that. Dunlinger, oh no. Dunlinger is also a plus 15, but it's just because of the skill upgrade he gets, the haste buff, and also gives him more stats to survive. Like, if you're going to invest in Dunlinger, you're probably a whale, or you're a higher spender, you can probably afford to plus 15 him. But yeah, not Harak, what is his name? Hodgkin. Hodgkin, where does Hodgkin go? Hodgkin, oh no. Are we putting Hodgkin plus 5 or plus 10 low priority? Oh, Hodgkin, where are we gonna put you? I don't know what to do with Hodgkin. I wouldn't really recommend building him. However, he's kind of like the Nara tier. I'll say plus 10 low priority. No, he's just mainly for PvP right now. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And he's not great at that either, but he's kind of like Nara in that regard. But I don't know. I would probably recommend plus 10ing Hodgkin over the other heroes we have in the plus 5 category. Okay, Lenya. Lenya, I would say plus 10 high priority for Dream Realm, because she can be a damager for some of the comps. For PvP, yeah, she is good in certain ways, or plus 15ing her eventually would be good for maxing out her potential. Yeah, I just don't know if I want to put Lenya in plus 10 or plus 15, because honestly, plus 15 is a lot, right? And I know Lenya is good, but I don't think... If she's in plus 15, she's right at the end. Or she can be towards the beginning of plus 10 high priority. No, she can't be. See, there's the thing with Lenya. It's really awkward because it's like the other heroes in the plus 10 category are more important to get first upgraded. Like Iron, even in my opinion, Arden, Smokey for AFK stages. Lenya doesn't help you for AFK stages. But eventually, as a Dream Realm option, plus 10 is good on Lenya, but she's just not used in many of the top teams. There are a lot of teams not even using her. Don't know where to put Lenya. Plus 15 for PvP, plus 10 otherwise. You know what? I think I'm going to put her plus 10 low. I'm going to put her plus 10 low. I feel like this is the most suited position for her. She can be a good PvP hero. And also, all the heroes in plus 10 low, if you use them in PvP, you can plus 15 upgrade them for maximum potential. But yeah, I don't think she's like the top tier for the plus 15. Okay, Luca. Luca is going to be... Luca, plus 5 is good enough for AFK stages. He has some AFK stage use. I would take it to plus 5, but not beyond that. Mikola, I would take to plus 10, high priority for Dream Realm, her damage output, and the vitality boost. I would say plus 10 high is good for Mikola. You do not need to take it to plus 15. Sonya, plus 10 high, definitely. Very high for Dream Realm. You do not need to take Sonya to plus 15 though. Okay. And then what else do we have? Temesia. Temesia is just like a plus 5 hero. She has some Dream Realm use, but other than that, not really anything. Thorin is a plus 5 hero. Thorin is really good for PvP, but he doesn't need to be taken to plus 10. He's plus 5 is perfectly enough, or you can say plus 10 low priority. We can say plus 10 low priority just for the stats basically, and a bit of extra healing from the damage dealer who is linked to him. So yeah, I guess you can put him plus 10 low priority, because if you're using him in PvP, eventually you will want to plus 10 him. Shakir. Shakir is the highest. Okay, along with Iron, I think Shakir is right after Iron, highest of priority of plus 10 because of his attack buff that he will. Maybe he's even higher. No, he is, yeah, second. Iron and Shakir, these are the two heroes you need to get plus 10 before all of the other heroes in this list. Like, because all the other heroes you can work at plus 5. But Shakir, Shakira needs plus 10 to be good. Iron really wants plus 10 to be good. These are really important. And then for the yeah, plus 15. I'm pretty happy with the plus 15. I mean, Dunling is a bit awkward there. Harak plus 15. Yeah, if you're building Harak, you have to plus 15 him for maximum potential. He is going to see good use in the endless boss of Dream Realm, which is good news. And I do apologize, guys. Not everything is fitting on the screen right now, but we do have, okay, the final hero, which is Hugin. Hugin, where is Hugin going to lie? Hugin, okay, it's either, let's roll up here. So plus 10 low for Hugin, or plus 10 high. Hugin is really weird. So he's good for AFK stages. I'm going to say plus 10 low. Yeah, he's good for AFK stages. He is not in any top performing Dream Realm teams right now. Like, Rainier is better than him. He can be used as a budget option though. And so like, and plus 10, that will increase his own stats. That will increase the attack buff he provides from his shielding as well as from his mechanized bond onto your ally to hit harder, which is Hugin's main role. And he is using AFK stages as well in a light bear comp. So I think Hugin can be pretty good at plus 10 low. Okay guys, so overall, this is going to be the final tier list. We've kind of shrunken it so that you can see everything on the same page. I'm overall pretty happy with it. And really now how you should prioritize here, the heroes that have plus 10 high, especially Shakir and Iron, these should be one of the first heroes you take to plus 10 on your account. It's going to be a massive upgrade. The other heroes in plus 10 high priority, they can be gotten later on. They can all work at plus 5, even really at plus 0. So they can gradually be gotten up there, but they are going to be your next best investment options. In the plus 15 category, these are going to be the heroes you want to take to plus 15 for full investment, and I'm happy with all of them. However, it doesn't mean, for example, that you should be building Dunlinger. I don't think you should be building Dunlinger or Daryl or really even Scarlita right now. However, if you have them, plus 15ing them is a good option. Now, for the plus 10 low priority, this really comes down to how much are you using these heroes. If you're using them a lot in PvP, feel free to plus 10 upgrade them. It will be valuable for you. If you're not using them, then there's no, or hardly using them, leave them at plus 5. They're going to do perfectly fine there. The plus 5 category are the heroes which are useful, but they do not need their plus 10 skill upgrade. There's no real reason to go for that. You can perfectly leave them at plus 5. And then plus 0 are the heroes that you can never upgrade their exclusive equipment, and because you're probably never going to be using them. Other than like in the Diamond Dunlinger comp with Leica and on Tundra for AFK stages, but you can work without the upgrade. But anyway guys, that is going to be it for this video. Share your thoughts on this tier list in the comment section down below, and I'm sure that can help out other people. And if you guys want to chat with me more, feel free to join my AFK Journey Discord server. There's a link to that in the description of this video. We have over 2,350 active members. We chat about everything in AFK Journey. I look forward to seeing you guys there. But until the next video guys, everyone peace out for now, and thank you for watching.